Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit, and in the green, welcome back to Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap. We are making our way through the extremely lengthy Palace of Winds. We have gone above the clouds, and we have finally found the big key for the dungeon, but our boss fight isn't here yet. You will notice that we do not actually have the map or the compass. We have extensively travelled the exterior section of this dungeon. We can now head through the door and get ready to go to the next bit. Oh, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I'm no good with heights. Wait, hold on. I think I see something down there. Oh, I guess that means we have to go down there after all. So, we do indeed need to drop off this gap. I think we should probably just try and stick the landing. Jump in the center. And we fall onto a platform, which will give us a battle against a Dark Knight. Patience is the watchword. These guys are still as annoying as ever. In Wind Waker, you at least had a variety of acrobatic moves to deal with the blasted things. Here, no such luck. But that time I was a lot more intelligent about it. So, if you want to go out of the dungeon, now is a good time. I think I'm going to go take a break from this place, and we'll quickly check on the Pico Blooms. I think we do at least have to leave the house. Yeah, this is still counted as part of the dungeon, so we should at least go and get ourselves sorted out. I do want to wrap up that last little bit of a side quest, mostly because I'm kind of curious, and mostly because the Palace of Winds takes it out of people. It is a fairly long dungeon, and just in case anything goes wrong, I'd like a bit of medicine. But we can also do a few things now that we have the Rocks Cape, so yes, this is a completely justified diversion. I've realised that I'm incredibly good at what I'm doing. So we will, of course, need a few more things so that we can actually split into 4, but we can do a few other things. We'll see that Beetle has yellow and blue Picolite on sale. I'll put what blue Picolite does on the screen because I've forgotten. But one heart piece for us. And we can also head to the dojo in town if we like. Going out and getting these little side quests done is a good way of getting a breather. Come back and talk to our teacher. Ha-ha! Yes! You have the Rocks Cape, and you have acquired new skill. Yes, I am ready to train you again. So, would you like to train here? Now I will teach you a new technique, the down thrust. First, equip the Rocks Cape. Second, equip the sword. Third, jump. Then, fourth, at your jump's peak, swing the sword. That's all, young swordsman. Do you understand? Yes, you see it, do you not? But one must feel the technique, not just hear about it. That's why I will now possess your body so as to demonstrate the technique. Witness the Swift Blade Switcheroo technique of training, which you have probably seen several times, in all fairness. So, this doesn't commonly appear in the series. It's entirely possible that the ending blow from Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword is based on it. Now the timing's a little bit fiddly at times. Yes! Fine work! You know the way! I will now give you this Tiger Scroll. If you ever forget this technique, you can review it with this scroll. So there we are, we have the 7th Tiger Scroll, which will allow us to learn a brand new technique. We can also go to Lake Hylia. Now, interestingly enough, this lady in pink will actually turn up at certain points in the game, but such as after we wind up getting the Kinstone from Gustav. If you talk to her, she will actually give you a red Kinstone piece and acknowledge that it's quite rare for players to find her, mostly because they'll go off and follow the story beats. So there's a little bit of an Easter egg there. Now, as I said, we can head off to Lake Hylia, but we can also shrink down and go into that area where we wound up. I think it was where we get the power bracelet. Yes, it was. Because there's another heart piece we can get there. So it's going to be a little bit of a journey, but we'll be able to make it fairly easily. Well, there we are. All we need to do is jump across here. Fresh heart piece. Don't think there are any shortcuts for getting out of here. So we just head back out. Now, Lake Hylia will be the next destination. We have to make sure the cats get out of our way. They're nice, but they will take swipes at us. So here we are in Lake Hylia. If we want, we can head around to grab some potion from Syrup, which I think I should do. Just keep myself in good form and all that. You basically cut through Minish Woods and we can find a way to get to Mayor Hagen's cabin anyway, just by digging through there. So really not too far from where we need to go. So this is our full restorative. Not sure how much health Lon Lon Milk winds up restoring. We can duck into the Minish Woods if we want to. I mean the Minish Village. Which I probably should because we'll need to get the Picolite bit done. And there we go. The orange Pico Bloom has grown. We've completed that little side quest. And I'll be able to put what that does up on the screen. Since I can't really remember off the top of my head. But then again, we could have always gone and talked to Beetle, so that one is on me. We'll get out of the village from here, and then we can quickly warp back to Lake Hylia and get everything done. I admit I'm taking a slightly circuitous route for a few things, but the exploration is all part of the fun. So we will be able to grab a couple more heart pieces. I think there is one atop that gigantic beanstalk. So we'll see what happens. We've got pretty much all our Kinstone fusions done. We'll be able to get that last one. And there aren't that many for the end of the game. Whoa, overshot. Overshot again. And there we go. Piece of heart. Second one. Now we will have to do a few fusions to get the last ones. Let's go on into this cave. We have a lot of exploring to do. We'll find a fair few Kinstone pieces along the way. And we'll also encounter mini Moldorms. But note that after finding that Joy Butterfly, we can wind up digging much faster. We'll have to get searching because there it is. The Mysterious Wall is the last fusion for the bottle side quest that we need. one more Goron will arrive. This is the last of it, thankfully. And they will smash their way through. We'll get to that in due course, but now we have to keep digging and explore everything this particular cave has to offer. We can also perform a Kinstone fusion with one of those Gorons during stage 7, which is the very last lot in the game, as you might guess. Mysterious shells, good, we can actually do with more of those. Rightio. What's over this way? We'll keep exploring and keep on digging. I admit that it's not quite fascinating watching Link dig a lot, but you do get a great refill on Kinstone pieces. Of course, we are very much at the point where we don't need those at all. Now we need to go up here if we want to get to that beanstalk, but I should explore the rest of the cave. There are several other caves linked to Lake Hyrule as well, and we will find those out during a couple of the Stage 7 Kinstone fusions. This might connect us to another cave somewhere, I can't quite remember. Anyway, look at that power digging. Yes, it does! Well, that's not too bad. Well, I definitely needed that particular heart piece. I'd been wondering how it was you got that. But we earned it with some very good digging. We'll also be able to swim quickly too, thanks to those joy butterflies. Nearly at the end of the game, in all honesty, and it's been quite the fun adventure as far as I'm concerned anyway. It's perhaps getting a bit slow in some cases. The pacing probably does clunk a bit towards the end because you're running out of the Kinstone fusions, there's not as much exploring to do, and the final dungeon is a bit of a drag, and then you've got to go straight into the final one, which of course we shall do in due time. It does make you wish there was more to it, because the dungeons are generally quite entertaining, but there is sort of a sense almost that things slow down. Maybe it's a reluctance to leave or something like that. There's got to be something at the end of this. I'd assume, anyway. Or am I assuming incorrectly? I assumed incorrectly. So up here will take us to that beanstalk. Yep, there is a heart piece. We've wrapped up another heart container. We got money, and we got shells. So once we get down from here, we can warp the closest location to Lon Lon Ranch, which I'd probably say would be Eastern Hills. Though, to be fair, I'll probably go and waste some money in Hyrule Town very quickly. I think I got it right this time. Yep, actually got it right. So, might as well go and spend on some mysterious shells. Get as many of those as you can. How many do we have? 310. Might as well pick up a couple of lots of these, because we are going to need them. I mean, we can get money for nothing if you're playing on the Virtual Console release, because you just do the treasure chest game, save scum, and you're good to go. There we are. Now we can quickly head out to Lon Lon Ranch from the northeastern exit. That will get us the final bottle, which we can fill with whatever we need to. I think I'll put one of the charms in there. I think Din's charm will probably be the best for the final dungeon. There is a point where I believe you should have it just in case. We head on into this cave, seeing that 2, 4, and 6 Gorons broke through, and there they are. And with all that done, there we go, our final bottle. So with all that said and done, I think we've got pretty much everything that we can off the top of my head at the moment, and anything else I think we'll need a couple of Kinstone fusions for. We got the rest of those sorted out. We'll have those last things to go. There's one... I think there's one last cave we'll need to access. But... So, with the health we have, there's actually a bonus heart container that we can get. We need 4 heart pieces and 2 heart containers. So, without further ado, let's return to the Palace of Winds. We'll try and get this particular dungeon out of the way as soon as possible. Because, well, it's frustrating. But we've done part of the work anyway. We just have to scale the interior of the palace. We'll get one of the heart pieces there, and we'll be able to grab the rest in due course. That particular heart piece you find in the dungeon can be very good for topping up health. So back to business, let's equip our cape and head up this way. Here is the interior. We will actually need the lantern. How much farther do we have to go? This place goes on forever. Oh, there's no point in complaining about it. We must press onward. We're almost there, Tom. Let's go. So, light up our night. And you can take on the challenges in here with different methods. That's... I didn't expect that to get me. But, oh well. So we can see a chest we'll need up there. Let's quickly head through this door. There is a similar door on the other side. We only need to use the lantern on that bottom floor. And there we are. Let's duck down through here. Let's see. Well, actually, we can use arrows on these guys. They're a one-hit kill. Well, that wasn't helpful. We'll have to head in and out of this room. A couple of floor tiles did just randomly crumble on me. So, we'll need to open up whatever's in that little room to the bottom left. Down, across. And very mean-spirited Kaizo trap. Not exactly genuinely malicious, just mean-spirited. So, spiked rollers a la Link's Awakening, leap over them. Fairly easy to do. There we go, 1 key. Head back through here and through this door. I think this might enable us to travel between the areas a little more easily. Or not. Oh boy. Wait, what am I doing? I've got an item that lets... I have an item that lets me jump. What on earth am I doing? So watch out for those bombs as well. Stay away from them. Of course, somehow I managed to wind up maneuvering into it. Despite my best attempts to actually dodge the blasted thing. Probably doesn't help that they seem a little bit faster than me. So we'll have to come around wide. And through here. Gibdos. So I propose the easy fix method of dealing with them. So let's take a quick look at the map. Because it can be very, very easy to forget where you're going in this dungeon. There we are. Quick spin attack, and I think we do need to drop down that central area. From the top, try not to get my butt set on fire. This should be a key. It is indeed a key. It really, really makes one wonder, doesn't it? Ah, this is our compass. Where's the map then? I admit I'm a little rusty on this one. But we'll find it eventually. We will persevere. I'm not exactly sure why my commentary is winding up degenerating. Probably because this does get long and frustrating, but you can only access this particular door, by the way, from falling from a higher area. So we'll make our way through here, dealing with the Stalfos adversaries. And we're back where we started. Alright, locked door. We need to find ourselves that locked door. We'll need to go upstairs then. So you might recognize this from where we came in earlier on during the exterior section. Ah, fire whiz robes. This should get us our map. There's no sort of shortcut method of dealing with those guys. Usually there's some sort of ice weapon, well, at least in later games, that can take care of them. As a matter of fact, the ice rod hasn't been used very much. Ah, one of our least favourite enemies, Floor Masters. Give them a wrap across the knuckles. And pull the lever. Yeah, interestingly enough, the ice rod has only really appeared in one game. And now I'm running around like my butt's on fire. Mainly because my butt is on fire. So, up here, what have we got up here? We are at least getting close to the end of the dungeon. I think we have to fall down here. So that'll get us a key later on. Or we could have just gone there anyway. I feel stupid. Jerk. Oh, that's only a Kinstone piece. I keep thinking there's a key there. So yeah, the ice rod has only appeared in the one game. A Link to the Past. It's admittedly not a very... No, wait, I lie. It does appear in A Link Between Worlds. It's a bit more useful there, however, it's not particularly practical in A Link to the Past due to the fact it chews up so much magic, and its shots are very slow moving. Sahasrara will make a mention of it, but the problem is that if you don't go and pick it up, if you don't think it's particularly useful, you're actually stuck. Pretty much its one use in the entire game, if we are being honest, is to help you defeat Trinex. And if you're not very good at paying attention and forget about it, which is entirely possible, then you will be stuck when it comes to fighting that particular boss because there is absolutely no way for you to damage it. You'll be able to knock out one of the heads, but not the other one. So we will have to drop... No, we can just jump right across. This is our heart piece, I believe. Yep, head outside the palace, head up. And if your health is feeling a little low, grab that as a quick regeneration. Of course, we will have to drop down a floor. Hopefully not landing on any floor masters. That's very good. And then upstairs we go. Back around to do it all again. Wait for this enemy to move across. Perfectly timed shot. So, let's see. That's how we get down from there. We can get that a bit later on. Or we can try and move around and see what happens, because I pretty much have a compulsion for exploration when it comes to this. It's funny that I spend a lot of time enjoying exploring when I'm actually doing Let's Plays and things like that. Yet I wind up getting bored just wandering around and doing whatever in Breath of the Wild. It's so weird. Ah, there's our second warp out of the dungeon. So let's unlock this. Pity it doesn't automatically unlock them when you go near it like it does with the Oracle games. So we'll let that one live. Nothing we can do there except we can bomb our way out. So we do have a bit of hostility. But we don't have to worry about that. We can just press onward. Now move through this room very, very, very carefully, because if you touch one of those, there will be a chain reaction and the door will close. Not too shabby. There's our key. So we can grab some pickups there, even though a few skulls will fly at us, and we can head back. Now feel free to blow things up if you want. Of course, those ones are actually fine. There we go. Wait, now, if I'm right... Okay, so I still don't have any idea how to get to that one. Let's take a quick look at the map, because I'll be annoyed with my... Do we have to drop down to that one? Might have to drop down to it. Didn't see that ice whiz rope. Oh, come on. Well, I provoked another Stalfos into jumping to its... Oh, no. That's actually fair. If I can do that to enemies, they can do that to me. That's actually completely fair. Kinstone piece, but we can also jump over our enemies. Very handy. So we will continue to fly as best we can. Get a bit of health topped up. And make our way through this last little maze section. By going the wrong way. Aren't I good at this? I've been so focused on getting this done, I've sort of lost track of time, but that's okay. To be honest, we probably should be trying to get the rest of this out of the way. Now, that's a refill room if I remember correctly. Okay, so we can go somewhere else. Another red Kinstone piece. We really only need about 4 of the blasted things. So we can top ourselves up there. I'm not dealing with that. I'm going the wrong way. I'm going to go back. Try and find that chest. I think I know where it is, so I'll just quickly cut. Actually, tell you what, I'll show you where that chest is. That worked. Trying to work out what to do because I've been so focused on getting this done. Have to drop down there or... No. I know what I have to do now. So, tell you what, I'll get that chest and then I'll actually call it there. Because I've probably taken a bit too long on this particular episode. Like this dungeon, it is a genuine stretch, and in all fairness, I'm sort of running out of running out of things to talk about because I need to plan for the final section. Since there's a bit more to do. Please jump for the... Do not fall down that hole. So yeah, it really is as simple as that, and I think we wind up pushing our way over with the other blocks. Look, this is just going to have to be the marathon episode because I've already gone a lot longer than I intended to. Sorry for losing my focus, everyone. I went all that way for 200 rupees, which basically means I was just greedy. There we go. Well, we are on the final stretch at least. Last little bit, we can get ready for our boss fight. And then we're done with this particular dungeon. And again, I'm really sorry for accidentally dragging it out so much. Hopefully I can knock off the boss fight pretty quickly because that one is actually fairly entertaining. So we'll quickly duck through our little maze again. Realize I'm going the wrong way again. This really, really is useful. Unless, of course, you just get winged. Oh boy, my playing's gone out the window. Sorry about this. Dragged it out a little longer than I'd have liked, and unfortunately my skill has disappeared with it all. No health restoratives there. Stick the jump and let's get ready to go to the final boss battle. Wrap this up at long last. It is a genuinely fun one at least. So, actually nice to see that the big key gets used more than once. Actually a pretty good touch along the way. So now we've got to ride the whirlwind. We do need our Rock's Cape. And let's get ready for our boss battle. We soar through the air and stick it on the backs of the Gyorgs. Get the formation right and lay into them with your sword. Watch out for the tails on the smaller ones. They are the males. Hit the eye that opens And when you're on the female, use your formations to hit all those open eyes at once, and then just stick into them. Really missing my timing here. So the males will wind up spitting energy blasts at you, which will interrupt you. It might take a couple of cycles on these larger ones. And unfortunately, they do have a very good tendency to do that, so move out of the way. Lay into them and keep going. It's a high stakes, high altitude boss fight, and it's a lot of fun. You will, of course, get pushed off fairly easily if you're hit by that tail. Watch out for the smaller ones. They can actually give you health if the drops wind up sticking in the right spot. Attack as hard as you can, as fast as you can. So let's quickly pick that up. I've gone quiet, admittedly, because I'm focusing a bit. But there we go. That final barrage has taken down our boss. And of course it looks like we're falling to our doom, but we drop neatly back. And we retrieve the wind element. That was a long one, but it was well and truly worth it. I apologize for going quiet, but that was mostly because I was focusing and having fun. That one is a really, really cool boss fight with some nice concepts. It uses the splitting mechanic pretty well. We've already had one that used the shrinking mechanic. But we got the wind element. The wind carries the seeds of flowers, scattering life across the land. The wind element is the embodiment of that power. And there is our well-earned heart container. Not too much more to go, in all fairness. So, we have just a few little bits to do. We have all 4 elements. At last, we've got all 4 elements. Let's go revive the Sacred Blade. Which we shall be doing in the next episode. I think now that we're done, it's a very good opportunity to just sit around and relax and enjoy ourselves. Thank you very much for joining me. It's worth noting that we have unlocked Stage 6's Kinstone Fusions, or should I say Kinstone Fusion. There is only one to do, so we'll get those last few done. We will unlock Stage 7 once we get the 4 sword. And then we can pretty much wrap things up. Anyway, this episode is done. Thank you very much for sticking with me throughout this rather lengthy adventure. Until next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.